All right. I ordered some shit to eat because I'm too lazy to cook. I think I ordered too much food. That's okay. This is gonna be a mukbang. I have a burger. I have fries, and I have garlic bread with lots of cheese. I told them to put in lots of cheese. All right, let the theory begin. So, I had this enlightenment, if you will. I had this enlightenment on the 16th of December last year, 2019. It was in the middle of the night. I couldn't fall asleep. I was really trying hard to fall asleep, and then suddenly I became Buddha. So I noticed something in Berserk. You gotta know. Maybe you noticed it too, but there are some parallels in Berserk. I already told my friends in another group about this theory, and they encouraged me to tell you guys maybe someday. I said no, but now I think, why not? Why not? I'm just gonna tell you this theory. Let me put on my smart girl glasses on. We're gonna start now. Listen carefully. So Miura used to be a genius before all the lowly shit. We know that. That's when he's straight. I think it's his depression or whatever. But anyway, let me just try to fucking garlic. So, you remember the moment when Griffith, crippled Griffith, so before the eclipse, when he overheard Casca and Guts talking, and he realized what a misunderstanding all this shit was, but he couldn't clear it up because he had no tongue and so on. And he was in such a desperate, miserable state that he just grabbed the reins somehow of the carriage he was lying in, and he zoomed away. And then, of course, he fell out of the carriage, landed in the water, and looked up at the sky, and there was the sun in the sky. And he was suicidal. He was about to take his life, but then at the last moment decided not to. And that parallels the scene when Guts, when he was a little boy, just killed his father. And he was chased by the other mercenary band guys. He was very miserable too, very desperate too. And he also fell off a cliff, landed on the ground, and looked up at the sky. And the sky, there was the moon. And he was also suicidal. When the wolves came, he was like, I'm just gonna give up. There's no reason to live. And then he decided not to. He decided to still live. Now, Griffith is associated with the sun. You know, he's also the Hawk of Light, they call him now, or the Falcon of Light. The most decisive moments within Griffith's story is when the sun was shining. So when Guts left, the sun was up. When he announced to Guts that he was gonna decide where Guts is gonna die and that he's gonna have his own kingdom, the sun was shining at him from the back, and he looked like a divine figure, probably. And the most decisive moments within Guts' story is always, like, these pensive moments, they're always when the full moon is shining. So every time Miura tries to portray loneliness or, yeah, just being small compared to the cosmos. I have that from Tom He says cosmos, I would say universe. It's always under the sky. Because under the vast sky, all our troubles seem kind of insignificant, and you seem even lonelier. And Muna portrays loneliness very well with that. But all of the decisive, pensive moments with Guts are when the full moon is there. And this is my personal theory about people in general. I mean, it's not really, let's say, a live motto or anything. It's just, you know, a really poetic thing I like to think about. When people look up at the sky in loneliness and so on, it's because they've lost something down here and they can't find it down here anymore. They're looking up at the sky for answers there. So whatever Guts has lost or is looking for, the moon is like his, how did I say that? The moon is always there. And now, whatever Guts is looking for, we don't know. Because he also doesn't know what he's looking for, you know? But, oh God, how the fuck do I eat that? But now we have the full moon boy. We have the full moon boy, so whatever Guts is looking for, apparently the moon heard and sent an avatar down there. The full moon boy is the connection between the moon, like the sky, and Guts himself. So whatever it is, the answer is the full moon boy. And now remember how Griffith is kind of fused with the full moon boy? So one also very decisive moment in Griffith's life, we can all agree, is the eclipse. So the moon eclipsed the sun. And that's when he got his desire fulfilled. That's also when he got corrupted. And we see eclipses not just as a rite of passage kind of ritual, where you just die and sacrifice something and then get reborn. We see that with the mock eclipse too, when Griffith gets reborn into Neo Griffith, Light of Hawk. But the eclipse is also happening inside of his new body all of the fucking time, because every month the moon eclipses the sun, so the full moon boy takes over Griffith's body. Griffith, light, moon, the boy, Guts. If the full moon boy is the answer, whatever that is, for Guts, maybe it is also the answer for Griffith. What kind of answer? I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck all that means. But if he is somehow the answer, and the full moon boy is the ending of Berserk, then we can assume that the moon will permanently eclipse the sun. But Griffith would have to give up his own body for that, right? So maybe if the answer is the full moon boy for Griffith, it would mean that Griffith perhaps decides to permanently become the full moon boy because his sacrifice wasn't complete at the time of his transformation. You remember all of the sacrificed people, all of the marked people, marked with the brand of sacrifice, they have to die. Their blood and their death need to go to the new being for it to transform completely. Guts and Casca didn't die, therefore the sacrifice was incomplete. Griffith's body is incomplete. That's why there were also complications when he was reborn into his new body, because suddenly he has to share his body with a very weird fetus. And the fetus has control over him, and it makes him weak. So anyway, why would Griffith decide to give up control permanently? Maybe to start anew. Start anew, death and rebirth. He knows he fucked up the relationship between him and Guts and Casca. So maybe once he decides, oh, all of this glory I have achieved and I'm still empty, I don't feel anything, I'm liberated from all feelings, boo-hoo, I have everything now, but I'm still unhappy, what is missing? Oh, I miss Guts and the good old times. Maybe that's when he decides, well, Guts maybe doesn't like me, but he likes his son. So maybe if I become his son permanently and join him, we can be a family. Wouldn't that be fucked up? But also, I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. I just know that there's symbolism with the sun and the moon. I don't know how, I don't know why. But also, in all of classic literature and movies too, art pieces, every time there is an introspective moment or a, let's say, soliloquy or a self lament, it's always in combination with the moon. It's as if there is a dialogue between you and the moon, something celestial and your mortal body. So there's this thing, something you can never reach, something celestial, divine, and something mortal, corporal, material. I don't know what the fuck that should mean, but that's a cool theory, right? Anyway, the full moon boy is the answer. He's the end of Berserk. Mark my words. So you think it is possible that it will be a redemption story for Griffith in the end? Redemption? More like escape. Well, not redemption in the sense that he can rebuild what he has destroyed. Well, like the realization that he has destroyed something and then he's like, fuck it, I want to go back. I want to go back to Guts, boo-hoo. Let's be family again. If you call that redemption, you have a problem, but also, redemption story, whatever. To be fair, we'd all want Griffith to become Guts' son. No. What? Suggestion: when you use diagrams, you could use markers on your walls. I'm probably gonna make a whole concise and well-structured video with depictions and so on in the future on my YouTube channel. Yes, I have one. So far, it's just like a library of all live streams I've done here. Maybe I'm probably gonna redesign it and just upload videos where I put all my theories, but like structured in there in a nice video essay format that is not boring, but also not boring. How the fuck do you explain theories without boring people? If the Godhand are basically alive, it could revive the OG Band of the Hawk. No. The vortex of souls has consumed the Band of the Hawk. Their fate is, it's not that they're dead, it's that they're suffering eternally. Their souls are suffering eternally in the vortex of souls. That's the fate of people that get sacrificed. So even when Gutska, what a cool ship name, Gutska. Even when Casca and Guts die, their souls are gonna go to the vortex and they're gonna suffer for eternity. That's their fate as sacrifices. Unless they undo the entire world order that Miura has established in Berserk, so all the mechanisms disappear, and he kind of makes new ones, pulls them out of his ass all of a sudden. Then maybe that can happen. But I don't believe that's gonna happen. Stop eating. I didn't even properly start. My burger is getting cold. But then what do you think about when Griffith came back to confront Guts after he was reborn? He did not show any feelings towards Guts or anything, right? Cool thing, the symbolism stuff. He did show. Like, his heart was beating, and he was like, damn, I came here to reassure myself that I'm free, that I'm empty. But why is my heart thumping? It's because you're still weak. Sacrifice it was incomplete, and add to that the child is very attached to Guts. Attached to Guts. You have a whole another layer of weakness within Griffith's new form. So Griffith is also very attached to Guts. Like the former Griffith, the first Griffith, was really attached to Guts, and then you have his son who is attached to Guts in another way. There's two different kinds of love involved. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, he's still weak towards Guts. And Casca. Gutska. Where are the fries? They're here. Maybe Miura comes up with something that removes the brand. If she does, I'm gonna lose all respect. I mean, I've already lost all respect for him, but I'm gonna go into minus respect. And maybe if there is an end, we'll see the old band of the Hawk. I hope not. Because that would take all the meaning away from the fucking mourning I was going through. I don't want that to have happened for nothing. I'm not sure I'm seeing all of the comments. Probably not. I've read every comment that I'm seeing here. But considering that there were like 50 people watching at some point, I probably didn't get to see all of the comments, and now I'm gonna bite into this burger. It's cold. The sauce is dripping. It's gonna end really depressingly, or at least eerily, no happy end, so it might even end on them actually landing in the vortex of souls. Well, Miura has stated that he doesn't want to give Berserk a bad ending. And that already ruined the entirety of the manga for me. I mean, it doesn't need to be bad, it doesn't need to be good, it could also be bittersweet, or like, if you have read, you've not read it, but if you ever decide to read it, Ni-chan by Harada has that kind of ending. It's like good for the characters, but you as a reader, you're like, you're fucked up and you're going down a downward spiral. This is not a good ending. But the characters, they're like, it's escapism, it's forcing happiness, so the characters become kind of happy, but you as a reader are like, I hope I don't ever have to read this again. You people have problems, you have issues, you should resolve differently, but I know you can't, and I'm out of here. That's the ending of Ni-chan. Maybe you could do that with Berserk. That would be cool. That would be really cool. I mean, you could get that kind of effect if you make Griffith transform permanently into the full moon boy and live as their son. And Guts and Casca accepting their son and living like happily ever after. And the final panel of the manga is like Guts hugging the child. And then you see the final panel is like Guts' back and the child's head there, and you see a grin, and you know, is that Griffith there? Is that Griffith, or is that the full moon boy who was finally happy to be accepted by his daddy? And that could be one way to achieve that kind of ending, I guess, but I don't know. I think whatever ending Miura gives it, if he gives one, nobody is going to be satisfied. I agree. Let's hope that Berserk will have an ending, like any kind of ending. Honestly, I don't care. Because I've already dropped it. It's already become shit, no matter what he pulls now. It's not gonna undo all the shit he's done to the manga so far. And it's really bad. Seriously. It started off with the Golden Age arc and then some aspects later on after the Golden Age arc. Like, for example, Griffith's rebirth. And actually every scene that has to do with the main characters, like Casca, Guts, Griffith, those are phenomenal. That's good. That's masterpiece title worthy. But everything else is pure shit to me. Pure shit. And he cannot undo that. So whatever ending he gives it, it's already, the damage is done. Honestly, you don't need a kind of ending to have closure. I mean, I don't need it. I don't know what the fuck you need, but I don't need an ending to have closure. I don't need Miura to, I don't know, let's say exclaim that he's never gonna finish Berserk, or that he is gonna finish Berserk. I don't need that anymore. I've come to terms with the fact that I have fallen in love with Berserk, and I have very rapidly fallen out of it too. I mean, it's still the biggest love of my life, but it's shit. And I'm at peace now. At peace with that realization, at peace with myself. It's a good inspiration, a good guideline for any aspiring writer or creator of any kind. You have very good points on what to do to achieve a very good story in the Golden Age arc, for example. And then you have points on what not to do when you want to have a very good story. And that's the entirety of the rest of the manga. Good guideline. Give it to do and not to do list as an inspiration for your own creative work. Thank you, Miura. Thank you, Daddy Miura. So you mean in the very end Griffith is defeated by the making fuck by a product of Guts and Casca? Yes. Maybe. No, I don't think anything. It's just something that I've noticed, the fucking symbolism and parallels. I like that. Whether he was doing that intentionally or unintentionally, I don't know, but I just like it. I think it's genius. It's good. It's very smart. It's heartbreaking. This comment is great. If I were Miura, I would make an ending like Guts finally fights Griffith and loses his other arm, so he goes back in disappointment and finally gives up or something. I love it. That's perfect. Please finish Berserk like this. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna let you watch me eat now. That's what I'm gonna do. That's all I had to say, and the rest is just me eating, so you can go now. Bye bye. And a close-up of the burger here. We're at where I've bitten it off. It is beautiful. No, but it tastes really good. It wasn't even that expensive. So this huge burger, the fries, and 4 pieces of the garlic bread didn't even cost 12 euros. I mean, it's still a lot, but it's not as much as in other restaurants, and it's still good. And I got a sauce too. Where's the sauce? Here. I don't remember what kind of sauce this is. It looks like sour cream. So, thank you all for watching. I don't have a cup right now, so that's why. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. Donate to my Patreon. I love you. Good night.